What happens when the people we idolize fall from grace? How do we process the shocking allegations that surface against celebrities who once held the spotlight? These questions arise now as Dawn Richard, former member of Danity Kane, has filed a bombshell lawsuit against music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. Richard's lawsuit, which details physical and sexual abuse, is shaking the entertainment industry to its core. How did it get this far, and what does this mean for Diddy's empire? Who is Dawn Richard, and why is this lawsuit so explosive? Dawn Richard isn't just another name in the music industry. As a former member of Danity Kane and Diddy Dirty Money, she was once a cornerstone of Diddy's empire. Signed under Bad Boy Records, she gained fame through making the band and collaborated with some of the biggest names in the business. The lawsuit she filed against Diddy, however, paints a grim picture of her time working with him. According to Richard, the abuse started shortly after joining Danity Kane and spanned nearly a decade. What makes this lawsuit even more shocking is not just the alleged sexual and physical abuse, but the inclusion of 21 counts of charges like sex trafficking, battery, and gender discrimination. Richard also accuses Diddy of withholding payment and stealing her creative work, a claim that highlights the exploitation she allegedly endured throughout her career. Diddy's response: denial or deflection? As expected, Diddy's legal team wasted no time responding to the allegations. In a statement shared with USA Today, Diddy's attorney Erica Wolf called the accusations false and accused Richard of trying to rewrite history. Wolf claimed the lawsuit was conveniently timed to coincide with Richard's album release, suggesting that this is all a ploy for publicity. But can this response really erase years of trauma Richard claims to have experienced? Wolf's defense raises an interesting question. If things were so bad, why did Richard continue working with Diddy for so long? According to Diddy's team, her participation in the Making the Band reboot in 2020 and collaborations on the Love album suggests she was more than willing to maintain a professional relationship with Diddy, casting doubt on her current claims. But is this truly a fair defense, or just an attempt to discredit her voice? The disturbing allegations of violence and abuse. What stands out most in Richard's lawsuit are the terrifying accounts of violence. One of the most chilling stories involves Diddy's treatment of his former partners, Kim Porter and Cassie Ventura. Richard recalls seeing Porter with a bruised face, leaving a music studio in tears. But it doesn't stop there. In another incident, Richard says she witnessed Diddy, high on drugs, physically assault Cassie by slamming her against a wall, choking her, and dragging her up the stairs during the recording of Last Train to Paris. This event reportedly left Richard and her fellow singer, Kalena Harper, so frightened that they were locked in a room by Diddy as he threatened them not to speak of the incident. Richard's decision to come forward was heavily influenced by Cassie's own bravery in filing a lawsuit against Diddy in November 2023. According to Richard, it was Cassie's courage that inspired her to confront her own years of normalized abuse. Drug-fueled parties and underage girls. Another layer of horror. As if the physical abuse wasn't enough, Richard also recounts deeply troubling experiences at Diddy's infamous parties. According to the lawsuit, these were no ordinary gatherings. Richard describes drug-fueled events where young women, some of whom appeared to be underage, were brought in to entertain Diddy and his guests. She claims that these women often appeared lethargic or passed out, while Diddy and his entourage performed sexual acts on them. Even more unsettling is Richard's assertion that Diddy hired police to work these parties, further solidifying his control and influence over both guests and law enforcement. The locking of doors, the confiscation of phones, these details create a chilling atmosphere of power and secrecy. Threats and control. Diddy's reign of terror over his female artists. Richard's account of life under Diddy's thumb paints a terrifying picture of control. She recounts rehearsals where she and Harper were denied food, rest, and even basic human dignity. One rehearsal for Saturday Night Live in 2010 escalated to the point where Diddy nearly struck her. As the bodyguard intervened, Richard and Harper were locked inside a car without door handles. They were left there for hours, terrified and helpless, only released when Richard's father arrived from Baltimore. In one particularly distressing recollection, Richard claims that Diddy's rage would often boil over into threats. After witnessing him abuse Cassie, Richard says Diddy warned them, "You want to die today? And I end people." These threats, combined with physical intimidation, created an atmosphere where Richard and others felt powerless to stand up to him. What does this mean for Diddy's legacy? The recent allegations against Sean Diddy Combs mark a significant turning point in his illustrious career, threatening to undermine the legacy he has painstakingly constructed over the past 3 decades. Once celebrated as a titan of the music industry, a symbol of success, resilience, and power, Diddy now finds himself embroiled in multiple lawsuits that unveil troubling aspects of his rise to fame. These revelations expose a darker narrative, challenging the public's perception of a man who has long been lauded for his business acumen and contributions to the music world. At the core of these allegations are serious accusations that paint a picture of manipulation and exploitation. Reports of Diddy's alleged mistreatment of female artists within his circle, combined with claims of violent outbursts and predatory behavior towards young women, have ignited a firestorm of ethical questions. How can someone who has been a mentor and a guiding force for many also exhibit such troubling behavior? These contradictions force us to re-examine the complexities of his character and the environments he has fostered. As Diddy faces these formidable allegations, the pressing question arises: can he recover from this unprecedented crisis? The impact of the Me Too movement has been profound, revealing how public scrutiny and accountability have led to the downfall of numerous powerful figures in the entertainment industry. Each new revelation concerning Diddy makes it increasingly challenging for him to dismiss these claims as mere attempts to exploit his wealth. The stakes are high, and the legal battle ahead will undoubtedly put his character and legacy under the microscope. Moreover, the lawsuit initiated by Don Richard, a former member of the group Danity Kane, amplifies a long overdue conversation about power dynamics, abuse, and exploitation prevalent in the music industry. Richard's courage to speak out serves not only as a personal statement, but also as a potential catalyst for broader change. Her allegations could spark a series of legal and cultural reckonings, not just for Diddy, but also for other industry figures who have perpetuated similar patterns of behavior. This situation raises a critical question for fans and observers alike. What does this mean for Diddy's empire? What do you think about the implications of these allegations? Please share your insights in the comments below. If you found this discussion insightful, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe for more updates on the latest breaking stories and share your thoughts below.